Yes, people, yes, yes, yes. The beauty of the pencil in the building. Poke is live. Wow. Alright. Leon Figures, what's good? Alright, let's dot all the I's, cross the T's, if it allows me to. That's it, people. This might not have been the greatest idea. One sec. Right. Okay, let's see if it lets me get in here. I'm just trying to get in Twitter. Get some boxing stories up. Did anyone watch the Sky card today? Crescentio was good. Yeah, man. Hit the like on the way in, people, like you're saying. Much appreciated. Big up Lisa Bells. Ron A, thanks for the live beats. I'm on the bus heading home right now. On the bus at this time, what bus you on, man? Hey, man, like, the bus is expensive now, bro. Ron, innit? Like, flipping out. I mean, like, where was I the other week? I was at Kentish Town. So, from Kentish Town, where I was working, I had to get a bus, a couple of stops, then come back, and I had my oyster. It was £3, like, just to go a few flipping stops. £3, and obviously, I tried to get back before because on the return journey, if you 'cause I don't use bus that much. If you get on the bus before, let's say you pay your first fare at 2 o'clock. If you're making your return journey before 3 or 4, I can't remember what it is. I mean, you get it for the same price as your first fare. So you can get two journeys for one, basically. It's £3, man, just to get on the bus now. I believe it is. It's about £3. That's what they said. Yeah. Flipping teeth. Flipping teeth. Everything is just teeth in this country, mate. Teeth in people, them. Teeth in people. That's how it goes, though, man. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Lisa Bell says tax tact. 188 in London South East, coming back from Central. Prices keep going up. Better that than late. Oh, the tube is ridiculously expensive, man. The tube is just like ridiculous. And you know the flipping tube, yeah. Like it's always closed. It's like flipping on strike every second. You got to oh no, the tube station's closed. Yeah, yeah. There was a card on Sky. Caroline Dubois' fight ended prematurely. Her opponent seemed to get bust up everywhere, man. Eye was bleeding, one was swollen near shut, nose was busted, mouth was busted. It's like she just got, oh dear. At the main event, Callum Simpson versus Steed Woodall. That was a premature stoppage. I mean, the referee he messed up. He messed up. He messed up. It makes boxing look corrupted, man. Like one knockdown, one follow up combination, and you stop that fight. Come on, man. Come on, man. Crazy. It looked crazy. Whew. With Joshua and Bacoli going at it. Yeah. Where was where in London did they hold the Ring Magazine Awards? Does anyone know? I'm not sure where it was. I know it was in London. What was Shakur Stevenson doing there and he's fighting next month? Shouldn't he like be like recluse stuff? Like, what's he doing? But I guess that's modern day, but they don't do it the old way. They don't do it the old way. Like he needs to be in he needs to be in isolation, man. That's where he needs to be. Hagler, where did Hagler go? He used to go Cape Cod. Hagler used to go in his isolated part of Massachusetts named Cape Cod and shut himself off, man. I mean, but they don't do that no more, man. And they've got their phones every second and this and that. I'm not sure if you could contact Marvin Hagler in that camp. He'd take his training partners there, like you know, Willie the Worm Monroe would be there, and the other guy I can't remember his name, Goody, and Pat Petronelli's trainers. They'd have a cook on board. There was a woman who used to cook the meals. He just trained. He just trained. I think there might have been television there. I mean, so like it was an abandoned sort of hotel they had. I mean, like I think they had these basic heating, like it was shut off. It was just shut off. Different time though, man. Different time. I mean, these days people go 2 seconds without, like their phone ain't charged for 2 seconds. Oh, there was a big panic. Crazy. Tax Act. What's that in reference to, Lisa? Tax Act. Oh yeah, Lisa. Johnny said AJ shouldn't fight Bacoli. He said it was dangerous. Man, Johnny, I mean, boxing's dangerous. What's AJ there to do? Like flipping be chief pacifist. Marks, yo, just seeing the thumbnail pic. Well, go on for that. Good morning, all. Johnny, that music was terrible. Who the F booked that? What music? Our Lady Chandler's there, yeah? Shakur's fighting Schofield, right? I don't think Schofield is ready yet. His dad shouldn't be training him, says Ronnie. Copy 09. Why was Haney at the Peacock this week about business? Felt strange seeing Tune on the pads. Was expecting someone to shout lines in the camp. Looked like a good turner. Well, they're obviously there for the Ring Magazine Awards. I would imagine they was at the Ring Magazine Awards. So they was in the Peacock, like you say, doing a bit of sparring. Where's the Peacocks? It's East London, isn't it? East London, isn't it? Peacock Gym. Peacock Boxing Gym. What am I talking about? Yeah. East London, yeah. Beauty of the pencil. All of a sudden, Bacoli is now the boogeyman. He is beatable. AJ in the right state of mind can mend him. Well, we'll see how he looks against F.A. Jagba, because the Jagba's keeping low key. You know what I mean? So we'll see what it's all about. Right. And Teofimo Lopez was there. You know what I mean? I wonder if he's going to get in a lawsuit with Top Rank. Does AJ recover from that knockout, man? Fury might knock him out, man. Might knock him out early. Coming off a bad knockout, man. Eddie Hearn on DAZN critics the little app that people talked about. Who wants to fight on the app? Well, who wants to fight on the app? The entire boxing world, and guess what? They are fighting on that app, the home of boxing. Canelo was there. Looks like that. I tell you, a lot of fights are happening. What's going on there? Why are we going all the way back to 2021 on this timeline? That's madness. This is madness. Is someone using their child to keep clean the snow off the car on this thing? What am I watching here? What am I watching? Oh man, let me turn that off. I can't watch this. Madness. So who's Devin fighting next on BLK Prime? His dad was really PISS stuff with Eddie, wasn't he? Started laying into Eddie in one interview. What are you talking about, Khan? I don't understand what you're talking about. Anthony Mackin, what's good? Leon Figure says Tank needs to sit down somewhere. $150 million tank here. The beauty of the pencil. I believe AJ can come back. Needs to get his head right. He alluded to that when he interviewed LA. Okay. Is that what you're saying? But it's always, regardless. I mean, even if, he was coming off a good win, and look what happened to him. So, who knows? Who knows? Eddie's got Wembley reserved for summer. He's got a reservation for summer for the Fury fight. Big up Jerome Benjamin. Anthony Mackinson, AJ will punch up Big Billy, man, Bacoli. Well, Bacoli, has become the bogeyman, so let's see what he does with Jagba. There's some good heavyweight fights on, man, like Dubois and Parker. They say Parker's bulking up. So he's not going to look to outspeed Daniel. He's looking to take Daniel out. That's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. He's going to try and bully Daniel. The old Joseph Parker is exactly that. The old Joseph Parker was a young guy, and he wasn't as filled out as Joe is now. So Joe ain't looking for distance fights. He wants to knock people over. He wants to knock people over. You don't just want to outpoint them like he did Wilder and Zhang. He realized that the longer he stays in there against the big guys, then there's always a chance they're going to catch you with something. Anthony Mackin says Parker bulking up to be a sitting duck for Dubois. Ooh. Case says there are some good fights with the heavyweights. Some very good fights, man. Anthony Mackin says, I'm telling you this now, Beats, that Parker does not get out of the first half of this boxing match. He gets out of the first half, Anthony. He gets out of the first half. He gets out of the first half. It's this fight is going to be all about the stretch. It's going to be about the stretch. It's all about the stretch. Anthony Mackin, Parker has not knocked out a top opponent in a while. What are Parker's stoppage wins? Let me make a point then. Let's have a look. Does he have any? No, he doesn't really have no stoppages against the top boys, does he? What's the best stoppages? Maybe if I didn't call him Anthony Parker, I'd be able to find boxer Joe Parker. Okay. 33 years of age. Well, you might have to start with Dubois, innit, Anthony? That might have to be his first one. Let's have a look then. Carlos Takam. I thought the fight was a lot closer. You got a UD. Stopped Solomon Harmona next. The Takam fight was an eliminator for that WBO belt. Won a majority against Andy. Razvan Kojanu took him the distance. I remember covering that and getting a strike on my channel for no reason. Didn't show the fight. All I'd done was commentary. That's all I did. Huey Fury, majority decision. That seems like an age ago, isn't it? 2017. Majority to Huey. Shades of Ali. Wow. Then he lost a UD to AJ. His first loss. Then a UD to Dillian. 2 losses on the bounce. He had Dillian in trouble in the 12th, but, you know, a little too late with that rally. Okay, let's have a look. Where are the knockouts, Joe? He didn't look good against Shawndell Winters. Didn't look good against Junior Farr. He lost to Derek Chisora. He had a little bad patch there, I mean, like, you know. But they gave him the verdict, which was absolutely a disgrace. It won a split decision. Derek nearly had him out in the first round. He won the rematch fair and legit. Dropped Derek a few times in that rematch. Then he got destroyed by Joe Joyce. There's no stop. There's no, like, Jack Massey took him the distance. You saw what Jai did to Massey last year. You know, he's got stoppages over people like Simon Keane, Fega Opolu, Winters, Alex Leapai, Flores, and them guys. But, like, hey, listen, man. Daniel's winning. Daniel's going to win the fight. Daniel's going to win the fight. If Daniel loses that, I'll be shocked. I will be shocked. If Daniel loses to Joseph Parker, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. But then again, like, you can't run at the same time. I tell you what, you see them stats there, them knockout power punching stats we're looking at, they're deceptive. We should know that they're deceptive by now. You know what I'm saying? Go look at Andy Ruiz's common opponents with Anthony Joshua. Right? What were the common opponents? Let me have a look at Andy's. Let's have a look at Andy's record. Right? We can go from Kevin Johnson took Andy 10. Right? AJ destroyed Kevin in 2. I think there was another common opponent. There might have been. I'm sure there was a few common opponents. No, it was only the one. Just the one. And he turned over AJ, man. Leon said he was too slow against Joyce when he bulked. But he was catching Joyce, you know. Before he started getting worked over, he was catching Joyce with a lot of shot. Carlton Graham, Parker is in a world of hurts versus Triple D. Benjamin, I think Parker beats Dubois. He is fast. His fast hands will give Dubois issues. And now he's starting to punch with more authority. I think he drops Dubois. One of those quick lightning combos. EJ says, I agree, Parker done. His jaw done from Big Jan. Case K, can't underestimate Parker. It might not be a piece of cake like people think. Anthony Mackin, he never knocked Chisora, AJ, White, Joyce, Ruiz, Zhang, Wilder. He couldn't even knock out Jack Massey. Yeah. Um, I tell you what, we have to consider them stats. We can't just ignore them stats. We can't just ignore. I need to get some green tea, people. You know what I mean? Give me 2 seconds. Outlaw Boxing says beats. Bruh, salute. What's up, Outlaw? What's up? Hmm. Anthony Mack and Parker getting stretched out. Down the stretch for sure. Okay. Case K. Parker never been known for being a puncher. He's always known for his speed and movement. Coppin '09, Bud Dillian. Don't remember him dropping any cats in a while. Parker should have never lost to Dillian, in my view. I picked Dillian to beat him. I picked Dillian to beat him. I picked Dillian to beat him. Dave Griffiths from Down Under. Usyk fight with Daniel is already signed, by the way. Inside info. Why would that be inside info? Everyone's known that from ages, on February the 22nd. Um, has someone hacked your account? Lisa was thinking that Parker would use his speed and come in small. Copping online, Bar 2 fights versus Old Bradis, and both fights were close. Who else? Chai beat. Well, who else could he? Who else could he beat? He's beat he's scoring a lot of knockouts, and you can say Old Bradis all you like. He still gave Usyk one of his toughest fights, and he's still one of the best cruiserweights. You know what I mean? You can say all that. No one else has stopped him either. No one else has stopped him, and he held the belts for a significant time. You can say that. He's the first man to stop Jack Massey, is Jai. Massey been in with Parker. And went the distance comfortably. Anthony Mack, and he knocks out lower level opposition only. Well, time will tell. I think it's going to be a stiff fight, man. I think Parker's going to put up stiff resistance. But yeah, the firepower is definitely in Dubois' favor. Big up Anthony for the super chat. He said, if Dubois prepares like a Trojan soldier, he will iron Parker out in less than 6. Mark my words. Parker has to knock Dubois out to win. But that's why I think he's training to knock Dubois out, you know. I think he realizes that. So you guys are saying that Dubois is indestructible by the way you guys are talking. Like, Dubois is the shit, bro. But Dubois is an all-time bad man thing there. Yeah, that's the way you guys are talking, isn't it? Could be right, though. Could be right. It might just be Dubois' time, bro. Might be the time of Dubois. You know what I mean? Might be the Dubois era for real. Until someone starts out boxing him. The blueprint is there for Joseph Parker. The blueprint is there to be outboxed. And you can trade with him as well, but it's all about the approach, man. It's all about the approach. Outlaw said Bredis was older than Usyk, but still the man in the division, and no easy fight for no one. Yeah, Bredis ain't an easy fight for no one. Copying 09 says that Anthony Mack, and don't lose the receipts if Parker makes it past 6. Yeah. Feed Khabib, Dubois feeling himself now. Smash Parker up. Don't worry. Anthony will be there. Anthony will hold his hand up. Wow. Yeah, that's very true, man. Like, Case, the knockouts aren't easy to come by. Like, Tunde was talking about it the other day. Said even at a relatively low level, like, of opponents getting knocked out, it's still not easy. I mean, that's why a lot of people don't have high knockout percentages. Some do. Okay, let's look at the knockout ratios. All right. Anthony Joshua. Kingpin, first man to really stop Kingpin. 2 took Joseph. Did he take? No, he took Andy Ruiz the distance and loads of other people. He took Daniel Dubois the distance to Kingpin as well. Stop Dillian, Charles Martin. First man to stop Charles Martin, Dominic Brazil, and Dillian. Done Eric Molina quicker than Wilder. Knocked out Vlad, who Fury couldn't do over. Took out Carlos Takam, who took Parker the distance. Took loads of people the distance. Took Makhmudov the distance. He's been chinned a few times. First man to stop Povetkin is AJ. Pulev, mandatory. Otto Wallin, first man to stop him. Gave Fury fits. So did Ngannou give Fury fits. It depends how you want to look. Some people say, oh, he hasn't beat no one. Knocked out a few good people. Got some good knockouts there. Some good knockouts. AJ got some good knockouts there. Let's look at Wilder's knockouts. Because he's supposed to be the Don Gorgon puncher. Let me look at Daniel. Let's have a look at the punches. And then we'll look at Tyson. Tyson, obviously, he's got the 2 stoppages against Wilder. Let's have a look. Right. So Wilder's got Molina, Duhaupas, Spilka, Areola, Gerald Washington, Berman Stavern, Luis Ortiz, Dominic Brazil, Robert Helenius. It's all about when you do knock them out, isn't it? Triple D getting good sparring for Vlad, Mr. Bush. I don't know, man. You keep writing in these capital letters, and some of the info you're giving this thing's a bit strange. I don't know if I hacked your account, man. Feed Khabib said Wilder's right hand was taking souls. Feed Khabib, yeah, but who though? Does Caballero beat Zhang? Is what Outlaw is asking Anthony. Yeah, he does. I think he does. I think he does. Dubois is much older and much more confident, says Anthony, since the Joyce loss. And in his mind, he still thinks that he stopped Usyk. And so do his fans. His fans can think what they want. They can't go in the ring and fight for him. The facts are, Usyk beat the crap out of him, man. Usyk beat the crap out of him. You know? He gave up. Yeah, but you're saying no one's happy, but Daniel's not fighting Vlad. You're saying sparring for Vlad. He's not fighting Vlad. He's not fighting Vlad. Wilder's record might be weak in hindsight, but I think the reason AJ versus Wilder was never made was because Hearn was terrified of that right hand landing. I'm not going to go into defending AJ on the negotiations again because that's for Eddie Hearn to do. But if you don't know the story of the DAZN deal with Wilder and the 2 offers that were made for Wilder, then it'll be and like I mean listen to what you're saying. If you listen to what you're saying, it's crazy. Like Eddie Hearn afraid of the thing. If Wilder had beat Joseph Parker, he would have been fighting Wilder. He would have been fighting Wilder, and Wilder turned down the DAZN deal. So I don't know where you're getting that from. Maybe you're just making it up in your head. Yeah, they're afraid, they're scared, they're scared. You're making it up. Even after like Wilder lost to Joseph Parker, AJ scared of Wilder. They had an agreement signed with Turkey that if you beat Joe and AJ beat Wallin, then they'll fight. Then Wilder fluffed the bag. Oh, he's scared. It's just great. It is that anyway. Mad. It's mad, bro. It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. That was Wilder after. So what happened with DAZN then? With the DAZN deals then? That was before. That was before Fury beat him. That was before. Turkey needs to make Wilder versus AJ now for old time's sake. Wilder's fighting on thing, man. On Black, on BLK Prime. They tried to set the fight up. See, but you're saying that. See, you're saying he should make it now. But when I suggested that Wilder lost the fight, you're saying because see, you're saying that's before Fury destroyed Wilder, but you still want to see it. So if AJ wins that, you're gonna say, yeah, but that's after Fury destroyed Wilder. That's what you're gonna say. So it's no point making it you're not gonna give AJ the credit for it at all. You could see by the way and what you're writing. Everything you're saying is contradicting itself. Come on, man. Stop it, man. Stop it. Hearn didn't get in the way of the fight, bro. Hearn didn't get in the way. He made off Wilder his highest purse offers. One for 12 million and one for 18 million. Come on, man. There's I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that at all. I'm not buying that. There's two offers in 2018. And in 2019, there was the 100 million offer. Crazy. Hey, it's a good fight, man. Vladimir Serenko is Mr. Bashir's boxer. Who's going to spar Daniel? Okay, all right. I thought you meant Vladimir Klitschko. I was saying like, who's Vladimir? All right, that's the guy signed with Frank Warren. Okay. If you just write it like that, then it just looks like, well, who's Vladimir? Who looks like Vladimir Klitschko? If you put Serenko, then I would have known. Carlton Graham said Fury didn't destroy Wilder, his missus did. Nah, Fury destroyed Wilder. Fury destroyed Wilder. he destroyed him. He destroyed him. Go give all the boxers their credit. They do, even if you don't like them. Wilder got destroyed by Tyson Fury. Absolutely destroyed him. 2 fights on the bounce. There's no way Eddie Hearn. Look, of course Eddie Hearn was scared he'd lose his cash cow. Of course he was. But there was nowhere else to go. Wilder said he was going to go bet on himself. Case. So are we going to ignore how Wilder turned down a lucrative deal back in 2019 to fight AJ? Exactly. And there was 2 offers in 2018. 2. Dave Griffiths, Beats got to have some serious patience today. BG says no credit for beating Wilder. He's done. Feed could be Wilder took something from Fury also. He's never looked good after the third fight. Fury's all. Oh, sorry, no audio. Sorry, people, no audio. I'm talking away, no audio. I don't know. So, I said a lot of stuff that I didn't get out. Um, okay, so Vladimir Sorenko. Okay, see, I thought you were talking about Vladimir Klitschko. You know what I mean? I thought you were talking about Vladimir Klitschko to EJ. Big up, Tone. Um, yeah, Fury destroyed Wilder. He did destroy Wilder. He definitely destroyed him. You know what it was, man? Like, he realized what the blueprint was, and if you push Deontay on the back foot, then he's half the fighter, literally, isn't he? He's half the fighter. He can't throw that 1-2 off the back foot like Muhammad Ali did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You're over like he makes a lot of mistakes, Wilder. I tell you what, he makes a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. Like the way he overextended with that right hand before Zhang caught him with the first knockdown was crazy. Not the first, not the first punch that hurt him, that span him. Makes a lot of mistakes, technically. A lot, like AJ in that Dubois fight, he was technically awful, man. And no, I don't believe that Daniel can beat Usyk in a rematch. Yes, see, they're going to match Wilder up with a few puddings, man, just to try and get the fear factor back into to his opponents. You know what I mean? And like let him start believing the hype. So you can start talking that shit, getting some big fights. Yeah, man. So everyone's got Dubois stopping Parker, man. Woof. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of like swaying with Dubois a little after watching the knockout stats. I can't ignore the knockout stats. I can't ignore the knockout stats. They are pretty serious in Dubois' favor. Yeah. Who would like? Wilder's fighting Curtis Harper. What are they talking about? Hey, that's serious, man. Wow, Curtis Harper. That's extra cautious, isn't it? That's big. But what else they going to do? He's coming off a knockout. And he's coming off how many losses? They have to bring him down to elementary level, literally. Yeah, man. Um, Conor Ben on his next fight. If anyone can make the fights, it's he. Talking about Turkey, they're all like I mean, trying to be in Turkey's good books. Like Chris was really like putting it on when he was talking to Eddie, talking about I could trust Turkey, and he said, nah, he's got the most money because that fight, I think that fight's signed for, you know, that fight is signed. Chris has signed his deal already, so Eddie and Conor have to sign their piece of it. But Conor look like he's scared of the fight now, man. Conor look like he's scared of it. Look like he's scared of the fight. That's what I'm getting from it. Look like he's a bit scared. Conor talking like a G, but Conor sounds scared. You know what I mean? Conor Miller his next fight. We'll hopefully get the Eubank fight done tonight. If not, there's Barrios. Okay. Okay, that's what he's saying. We'll see. Listen, Turkey's paying him so much. What's he gonna do? You know what I mean? What's he gonna do? Hopefully we get that fight over and done with, man, and like move on, get it done, and move on. Case K. Conor was doing all that talking but lost his pen. That's what it looked like, you know, him losing pen, you know. You know what I mean? Conor Ben has had 3 fights in 3 years. He has done nothing of significance. Well, if he gets knocked out by Eubank, his career is going to be in tatters. You just come off the hiatus with the doping scandal, and then get like, man, it'd be being total like no world titles. Then you get beaten up like for a mercenary fight, literally. That's not a good look. It won't be a good look. In saying that, Anthony, how much fights has Eubank had in the last 3 years? He's fought Zerameta and Beefy and got knocked out in one of them fights. Yeah. Happy birthday to Case. Yeah, man. I don't know how solid Eubank is now, though, as a middleweight, to be honest with you. I'd say he was solid before, but I mean, like that Beefy loss, can we dismiss it? Can we dismiss the Beefy loss as just a one off? Or maybe we can. Maybe we can. Maybe we can. But he keeps talking. Even today, he's talking about, oh, I just wanted to play poker the other day. But he didn't want to find out about the boxers and this and that. Yeah. They're doing a lot of poker. He weren't doing all that poker. Yeah. Carlton Graham beats. Where do you rank AJ versus history in the boxing history of national dust ups for what it is? Well, I don't have a ranking sheet per se, but it's a great dust up, man. good dust up, man. Should have a good undercard too. I mean, at Wembley Stadium, that's a massive fight, bro. Yeah. Chris is an underachiever as well. Chris is a huge underachiever. Yeah. Tom said it will be the biggest UK heavyweight dust-up since Bruno versus Lewis at Carlton. It's massive. Yeah, it's huge. It is that huge. It is that huge. It's that huge. I tell you what, that is what you call what was it? What was it? Not casuals, or what was it? I forgot the term now. Alzheimer's setting in again. I shouldn't say that. Two biggest UK fights are between Case K. You're welcome. Big up, Lisa. Has-beens and never was-es. Who are has-beens and never was-es? Oh, you're saying AJ and Fury are the has-beens. Eubank and Ben's winning it. I think that's going a bit too far with it. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. Case K. Hey, if Chris loses though, because I've got Chris. If Chris gets beaten up by Connor, then like, man, where does he go from there? Moses says Parker is going to sleep. Shane McGuigan said that Daniel is going to run through Parker like a hot knife through butter. Wow. EJ says Ben needs to go. He was chasing after Fury. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't like that. He was chasing after Fury. Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that. But I mean, hey, if he gets beaten up by Fury, then his career is in tatters. Let's face it. If he lets Fury beat him up, can't let Fury beat him up, man. For the sake of my channel, he can't, because you know they're gonna be coming at me in it. You know what I mean? And Fury about them coming for me. Yeah, man. Outlaw says Ben will always be a Fury fanboy. Yeah, that was a bit of a worry, actually. I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit of a worry. That was a bit of a worry. AJ hasn't got a clue how to pick a flipping coach for himself, has he? I tell you what, man. KSI better stay away from Amir Khan. He can't beat Amir Khan. Can't beat Amir Khan, bro. You can't beat. You might think, yeah, he's old and he's been chinned and he's small. Amir Khan will make him look silly in there. He probably won't knock him out, but he'll just outbox him. But then again, Amir hasn't fought for years himself though, so I've got to take that into consideration. When was the Brook fight? Was ages ago. It was ages ago. Long time back. Yeah, yeah, but the size difference won't make like the guy can't box. Yeah, it doesn't have to box. It doesn't have to box. So he can be as big as anything. It doesn't have to box. So yeah, I guess I've got to take it into consideration. Like Amir, he hasn't been living the life, man. Dave Griffiths says Eubank beats Ben. Case says I wish Turkey would have been in boxing 7 years earlier. Maybe we would have get AJ versus Fury and AJ versus Wilder at their primes. Well, neither one of them has been undisputed. AJ, Fury, or Wilder. Neither. Yeah. Anthony Mackin said Khan's legs have gone and has neurological issues. Feed Khabib says KSI can't box eggs. He fights like he's got special needs. Yeah, like what was he doing when he fought Tommy? You get bouncing up and down. What are you doing? Well, like some idiot boxing. EJ says Fury drinking away the losses from the Usyk fight. The man in the pub with Johnny Fisher's dad having dinner. Did you see the way Fury fell down just in the build-up for Usyk outside the pub? Man, if AJ can't beat a man like that, man, I don't care how good he can box. What's the punch up that man there? You know what I mean? Punch him up. And he's not physically strong, man. Fury ain't physically strong, bruh. Trust me, he's not physically strong. He ain't. He's not physically strong. He struggled with Otto Wallin's strength, and AJ manhandled Otto Wallin. He's not physically strong. Couldn't handle Francis Ngannou. Not physically strong. AJ's supposed to beat up. Listen, he's supposed to beat up Tyson Fury, but AJ, it's his chin and the psychological stuff. You know what I mean? But that's what makes it. That's why it's such an exciting fight, though, because we don't know with AJ. We don't know which AJ's going to turn up. We don't know which Fury's going to turn up. Yeah, Amir Khan needs to sit down, man. Yeah, apparently they're trying to fight Case. AJ said Khan needs to leave it alone. KSI, sit your ass down, bro. Says sit your ass down, bro. Says Anthony Mackin. Man, he can't fight Carl Froch. Feed KSI. He'd be humiliated live on TV. He'd be eating for a straw. You know what I mean? He can't fight Carl Froch. Carl Froch. But then again, how tough is Carl? Has Carl took any shots in his face since he got his nose done? It's alright going gym is different to boxing. It's two different things. Case K. Khan fought in 2022, not that long ago. It might not be that long ago, but what training has he done since then? Tom said if he loses to Khan, there's no shame in that. Depends how badly he loses, though. Copin09 said Fury doesn't have a great jab either. Outlaw says only pathetic fanboys who live vicariously for a boxer hate Don Turkey entrance into the sport. Yeah, he seems to fix everything, man. He looks like he's going to have to probably fix that Cameron Whitaker situation, more than likely. If Khan loses to KSI, that's pretty as in Maris's case. Yeah, it would be. It would be. It would be an absolute disaster for him. Yeah, it would be. Feed Khabib. He says what KSI and Jake Paul are to boxing annoys him. They've profited so much and created an illusion of them being fighters. Man, um, it's a different. See, the thing is, man, like people have to look at the time period we're in for what it is. Like you feed and another person in the chat. Let's say you had an argument in my chat section, yeah, and it got pretty heated, and you said, "Yeah, we're gonna have a fight now. I mean, this and that." And if you both took it serious, yeah, you could be on YouTube fighting, and like, who would watch? You say, "Well, nobody would watch." Well, all my sons would watch, yeah. All my how much have I got? So I got about 16 G worth of subs. So I'm not saying all 16 would watch, but a good number of them would watch if I started promoting your fight with someone else on the chat. And then a few other channels who listen to me, their subs are going to watch. I reckon, I reckon if two of you for in the chat now were to have a fight and I was to broadcast it on my channel, I reckon at minimum, it's going to clear at least, I don't know, I reckon 20,000 views, 20, 30,000 views. I reckon. And you could say, well, like, someone might say, oh, this isn't real boxing. But, I mean, like, what is real boxing? And that's the platform that these guys are operating on. So it don't really annoy me. The platform is there to be used, and it's not like no one has to ask no one's permission no more. Like who was the girl on OnlyFans? There was one girl on OnlyFans. She was earning more than the top basketballers, millions a year, millions for whatever she was doing on OnlyFans. Wow. Yeah, the grasshopper technique case. Yeah, with that KSI was using. What was that? BG London said his relationship with AJ is strictly professional. I don't know why he felt he had to make that statement. Interesting. I don't think he's gonna. Well, you know what I mean. Should he train AJ for the Fury fight? Can he train? I don't know. I don't know. Anthony Mackin says Fury is just a giant flour dumpling. Big up, Sean. There. Big up. Big up. Feed Khabib. Take any area level champion their size, and he would knock them out back to back. I mean, it's not just them. It's Tommy Fury as well, I guess. Toza set it up at Beats. BG said if Toe was fighting, I would watch. Case K. Tommy can barely beat KSI, which is wild that Tommy is that bad. I mean, Tommy was shockingly bad, and KSI looked terrible. Tom said at BG, I'm a runner, not a fighter. All mouth. Hey, don't knock running, bro. Do not knock the running technique. You know what I mean? Jake Paul don't want to fight Canelo, Feed. He doesn't want to fight Canelo. Trust me. He knows he can't fight Canelo, right? It's cap. All cap. Cappy, 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 cappy. Wow. Dave Griffith says Jake Paul is a salesman. He calls out Canelo and many people get sucked in. People get sucked in. Like, see, people get triggered too easy. Jake Paul triggers people. Teofimo Lopez triggers people. Ryan Garcia triggers people. Tank Davis triggers people. A lot of people, a lot of triggers. And they're mainly from America, the trigger fighters, you know, or the trigger, although KSI is British, isn't it? We got a few triggers. Can't just blame. That's unfair. I apologize for that. I apologize. It's business. That's all it is. It's business. Case K, isn't Jake Paul in talks with Roy Jones? You see, and if he irons out Roy Jones, the boxing community is going to go crazy. Tone said Jake Paul will ride this train until it runs out of tracks. And there's a lot of tracks. That's the thing. They keep finding tracks. How much did that Mike Tyson fight do on Netflix? Case K, he will iron out Roy Jones if they fight. Oh no. Right. I'm gonna get knocked out. Right. Oh dear, Roy. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Gonna get some water. Oh no! I know you want to talk about Roy getting flatlined like Jake. He's gonna out that boy. I mean, but hey, listen. See, the thing is, yeah. When I think about it, at first I don't want to see it, but then when I think, yo, Roy's gonna make a fortune out of it. Yeah, you sell out for the money, then it don't bother me no more. Don't think about it. No, it don't bother me. Don't bother me. Don't get knocked out. Don't get knocked out, man. He's gonna make a fortune. How much money is Roy gonna make? Roy's used to getting knocked out. One more knockout won't hurt him. You know what I'm saying? One more knockout ain't gonna hurt Roy. If he sells out for the money, it's all good. It's all good. He might, maybe Jake will be charitable and carry him. I don't know. Or they might choreograph it. Who knows? Sean Dell says Big Gravy Miller triggers the yes, he does. He triggers the ish out of people, like you're saying. Yes, he's the trigger man. Oh dear, Roy. That's crazy. You're gonna iron out Roy, yeah? that's mad. Imagine this is what you did. Roy fight Ruiz, thinking about like when he before he came. Yeah, Roy's gonna get ironed out by an influencer. You'll be thinking, what are you talking about? What's an influencer? What's YouTube? Contemplating right getting beaten up. That's crazy. Or Mike Tyson getting beaten fighting Jake Paul. He probably wasn't even born when Roy was fighting for the heavyweight title against John Ruiz. That's crazy, man. It's life though, man. It's market forces. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Capitalism ain't no joke, people, bro. It's not no joke. It's not no joke. Anthony Mackin says Roy Jones versus Jake Paul is a good matchup. Is it? Case K, can Roy take another knockout? Beats, what's the deal with Andy Ruiz still living in 2019, talking about the AJ fight, the glory days? Well, he hasn't done much since, has he? So, better talk about it. I mean, since the AJ fight, okay, since he beat AJ beat him. Then he was on the floor against Chris Arreola. He dropped Ortiz about a couple of times and outpointed him. And then drew with Miller. Anthony Mackin says, I don't think Paul stops Roy, but it will be an interesting watch. We'll see, innit? Sure, what if Roy gets flattened worse than Glenn Johnson did him? Oh my gosh, like you said. That's crazy, man. Case says, BG London, seeing people hyped for his fight with Tyson was nauseating. It's a hustle, man. That's what it is. It's a hustle. It's a hustle. That's all it is. It's just a hustle. Oh dear. BG says, yeah, he doesn't care if he gets ironed out, as long as he gets the money in it. That's all they care about is the money. And listen, that's what they do. They box. They're not some big businessmen. They box. So doing what they got to do. Anthony says at this moment it's Jake Paul against the boxing community. Wow. See, but Man, Jake Paul. I mean, I don't know if a lot of them knockouts Jake Paul scored were scripted as well. You know what I mean? Like, some of them look a bit suspect, man. Some of them look a bit suspect. Sean Dell, listen, I remember watching a weekly when Beat said maybe one day Mickey Mouse KO's Red. Well, here's the chance. Yeah, the Tyrone Woodley was suspect. Yeah, it was suspect. It was suspect. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just a platform, innit? Like the influencer thing. It's just a platform. It's not going nowhere. So let's try not to get triggered because it's not going nowhere. Wherever they can make money, they're gonna make it. Dave Griffiths says Jake got you all talking. Yeah, see, yeah, he has. Look how much time we're spending talking about freaking Jake Paul. Yeah, he wins. He wins, Dave. Yeah, man, like you're saying, to Dave Griffiths, he wins. BG London, if Jake fights a legit ranked boxer, that would be sick. No, it would be worse than sick when he ends up like getting murked in there. That suburb kid can't beat no real boxer, BG. Big up Guzzy. For Beats in the chat, who is the only fighter to box Ali? That's easy. Trevor Berbick. That one's easy. It's an easy one. To box Ali, Larry Holmes, and Iron Mike Tyson. Trevor Berbick. Is there anyone else? I think, yeah, just Trevor Berbick. Yeah. Jai said he would smash him for $1 million, yeah? Sean Dale, just imagine Jake at Riyadh season Turkey would purposely get him annihilated. I mean, wow. Anthony Mack, and he thinks the Woodley knockout was legit. The dude went to face first. Yeah, it probably was. It probably was. So when's the next serious boxing? Where is that scheduler? That boxing schedule. Let's have a look. Next 30 days. Okay, they got that. Darren Till versus Taylor. That's supposed to be Tommy Fury, isn't it? And what happened to Inouye's fight? Goodman pulled out, didn't he? Inoue looking a little suspect, man. Not really of consequence like that, from what I can see on the schedule. 25th of January, Pacheco versus Nelson is good. You got Cruz versus Salcido on the undercard. And Mercado versus Pedraza. I think Dalton Smith is earlier that day. but he ain't really fighting anyone serious. Free Khabib. I was watching a Pacquiao highlight vid earlier. So Beats, who was the lightweight champion Pacquiao fought and stopped before the Oscar fight? I was watching him punch up, man. Thinking, who is this? For the Oscar fight, I know his name. I forgot it, man. Oh man, I forgot his name. It's not Larry or something. I forgot his name. Before the Oscar fight. Nah, I can't remember. Tommy Fury's an idiot. Yeah, Diaz. That's it. Yeah, Diaz. That's it. Yeah, it was David Diaz. That's the second. Like he remember he got that gift decision against Morales Diaz. Yeah, David Diaz. Where is the Ajagba Makoli fight being held? It's a bit of a quiet one right now, to be honest. You know what I mean? We have to wait for the February Bonanza, 22nd. Boy, I mean, Joshua sounding like flipping depression right now. Joshua admits the end is nigh, so Tyson Fury must come soon. But Joshua, I don't know, bro. I mean, the end is nigh. You start walking around with a billboard. The end is nigh. He said it's the fight I want to see. I'm a boxing fan. I want to get that out of the way. The reason I decided to do some interesting stuff is that I haven't got many years ahead of me. I've got more years behind me than I have in front of me. I want to leave the game with a bang, make an impact, be outlandish, great character, have fun with it while we're doing it. Go for the big fights. Tyson Fury is one of them. Damn, man. Did Alexander Usyk win the Fighter of the Year award? I heard him talking in English, you know what I mean? Saying something. Definitely Fighter of the Year, undisputed heavyweight champion. What award did he get then? He's the Way in Ring Awards. What did he win? Well, is it just an award? It's not titled anything. Just a Ring Magazine award. Okay. Oh, right. Fighter of the Year, Alexander Usyk. Female Fighter of the Year, Gabriella Fondora. What, ahead of Katie Taylor? Yeah, probably. Why, who did she beat then? Who did she beat? Who did she beat better than Katie? Didn't Katie beat, what's her name? Chantel Cameron and Amanda Serrano. Right, who did this girl beat then? And I got fight of the year. See, that was my fight of the year. I did suggest that Ray Ford versus Otabak Kolmatov. That was a dread fight, bro. That was a dread fight, man. Event of the year: Alexander Usyk versus Fury. Awards in full. Trainer of the year: Robert Garcia. Oh yeah, with Bam Rodriguez. Oh yeah, yeah. Bam, yeah, unified champion, like smashed up. What's his name? What's his name? The Mexican guy, man. Fought Roman Gonzalez. Smashed him up. And Sonny. Prospect of the year: Moses Atoma. Juan Estrada. That's who Bam beat up. Moses is prospect of the year, round of the year. Alexander Usyk versus Fury, round 9. Upset of the year: Bruno Solis against Jaime Munguia. Comeback of the year: Billy Dib. Knockout of the year: Dubois versus Joshua. Lifetime Achievement Award: Don King. Wow. That's what it is. Imagine that. If AJ didn't get knocked out, he would have probably won Knockout of the Year award against Ngannou. But Daniel had other plans, boy. Flattened. Oh, don't worry. If Wilder beats Harper and looks good, and if AJ beats Fury, that would be the next fight. It'd be a senior citizens tour. And then they're going to put one of them in with one of the champions and see if they can win a belt. Yeah. Oh, she became undisputed. I apologize then, Lisa. She became undisputed with Gabrielle Fondora. But didn't Katie? What did Katie do? Nah. She didn't become undisputed. I think she did. Wow. Sean Nelson, Fury probably in a pub somewhere, knocking down pints, depressed over the rabbit. Guppy middleweight, tooth middleweight, and all that crap. Fury's screwed, bro, because he can't go anywhere, man. The Saudi bag is like, see, AJ using that Saudi bag. Yeah, I want to fight that. He can't run nowhere now. No Daniel Kinahan stunts and mediation stunts. If you're gonna bowl him over, AJ, if you get the fight, you better bowl him over. Bowl him over, bro. Bowl him over. Make sure you win that senior citizens tour. You know what I mean? Bowl over Fury. Go bowl him over, bro. Bowl him over. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was that was a bit corny, isn't it? To end this night. I can't lie. That one was a bit corny, AJ, to end this night. Like flipping bowl over Fury, bro. Food Khabib says Turkey has made these promoters look so bad with how fast he makes these fights. He'll phase them out eventually and become like Dana and hire his own people. No, no, that wouldn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense to do that unless they're going to start producing fighters in that part of the world. It wouldn't make sense to do that because like Matchroom, they developed the Joshuas from 2012. They developed the Nick Ball. Yeah, they're bringing the talent there that's nurtured and thing, and then Turkey can use, you know what I mean, use them on their platform after they've been developed in the UK, or maybe it's an American fighter or whatnot, or a Japanese guy. Like you see, like Tasman built Jaya Pataya, then Eddie helped take it to the next level, and now he goes on Riyadh season, and they take it to the next level. They're not going to get rid of them guys. You know what I mean, like what you have to realize, yeah, is before Riyadh season, Matchroom were doing stadium fights with Anthony Joshua and Carl Froch, and being very successful at what they were doing. Very successful. So they're not going to get rid of them guys. Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum. They're not going to phase them out like that. You know how much experience they have, like within the industry, or right through their own domestic scenes, like Bob Arum and contacts. Can't do that. They can't run boxing without the influence of not now, not right now anyway. Maybe in 20 years, 10 years or something, when they've established the contact, they can't do that. They can't just get rid of the promoters like that. Can't do that. Yeah, man. Javante Davis, quick mention. Billy Joe Saunders losing his mind or something. Imagine if AJ flattens Fury early. What would Simon Jordan and Talksport have to say after that? What would Carl Froch say? Turkey stepped to him also. Man, I tell you what, you see all them EDL fans, bro, who support Fury and Froch. I'm not saying all of them do, but they do have a demographic of them. They do. They definitely do. They're going to lose their minds, lose their marbles. They're going to lose their marbles. But where is he going to get the best ones from? What is he going to like? Unless you develop them on your platform, then he has to get them from somewhere. The fighters are coming from all around the world. They have to. How are you not going to cut them a check? Like, if he can start a UFC thing, like you're saying, that's different. But even if you start the UFC, UFC ain't like boxing, bro. Right? UFC have a demographic of fighters there, but they don't have the gene pool that like boxing does. Yeah, they don't have the same gene pool. So if he starts in UFC, let's say Turkey starts in UFC in Saudi Arabia, and they've got, let's say, um, a roster of 200 fighters, right? That's still going to leave the domestic scene over here that's going to be developing and developing over in America, over in Europe, over in Japan. And they can't promote all that as well. They can't promote all that as well. They don't know the layout. Can't just get rid of the boxing promoters like that. You won't be able to get rid of them like that. These guys, like, you see, you know what I mean? What you're talking about there is Frank Warren's been doing this since 1980 on the British scene, bro. 1980. Queensbury. Barry Hearn has been here since the 80s himself. You got to pay them. You can't just cut them out. Can't cut them out. Can't just cut them out like that. You got to keep the countries where the talent is coming from sweet. And if they see that's what you're doing, oh, you're just going to take the fight and cut them out. They'll stop effing with you. Just do their cards like they were doing before. They'll stop effing with you. And you never know when the talent's gonna they've got this Pat Brown Eddie keeps talking about. We'll see how good he is. I bet when I finally see this Pat Brown, I'm not that impressed. I bet you any money. See, you got Australia. You know, are they going to go Australia and find someone like Liam Parra? No, he lost the belt, but he did win the belt. Eddie dug up them guys. No one heard of. I think no, we heard of Jai before Eddie signed him. We didn't hear of Liam Parra though. And if we go down that road, yeah, it was Tasman who developed Jai Opataya. It's Tasman. We're gonna shut them out as well. Can't just shut people out who are building the foundations and the grassroots. Can't just shut them out like that. It's crazy. Can't do that. Anthony Mack and Eurista promoters teaming up against you and starting their own competitive promotion. Yeah, exactly. No, well, they'll just have to come out of the game because what you have to remember is your governments. This ain't just about the promoters. Your governments in your country, right, are responsible for wealth generation in your country. So they're just not like they're going to make sure that you've got to make sure that your money is filtering through. So if this guy is cutting you out, you've got to do your stuff where you are. You can't do that. There'll be breakaway groups, like Anthony said, just break away and do our own thing again. And when you start developing your gene pool over years, then they won't be privy to it. Can't do that. Yeah, man. We're gonna see next year anyway. We're gonna see this year anyway what the plans are. You know what I mean? But so they're gonna phase out the people who developed in the way as well? Japanese ain't gonna have that. The Japanese, they're not gonna have. Well, you think they're just gonna lie down? Oh yeah, you're just gonna take our industry like was it in the way of all the other top Japanese fighters? No, they're not gonna have that. You're just gonna take them after we no. No one's gonna tolerate. No country's gonna tolerate that, and they're not stupid enough to think to try something like that. They're not gonna do that. See, Dana didn't have to worry when he did that because MMA didn't really have no established superstars. So he was able to develop the UFC, keep them over there, keep them on minimum wage cap or whatever that he was doing, and that's okay. This is not the same as boxing. Not the same as boxing. Yeah, Anthony Joshua was a multi-millionaire before any Saudi involvement. Any. None of the UFC fighters are millionaires were like that at that time there. There might be now, but none of them were when Anthony Joshua started making money. Well, when I say millionaires, like they were making 200, 300. I remember reading it. They're making 200, 300 grand a fight, the top UFC fighters years back. AJ was making multi-millions back then. You have to remember, right, when you're talking about domestic boxing, it's an industry out here. It's an industry. Like, even without Turkey Al Sheikh, they're generating millions of pounds. Millions. Do you, like, I tell you what, right? Anthony Joshua is one of the main boxing personalities. I'm not saying he's some all-time great fighter. I didn't say that. But in terms of being an ambassador for the Riyadh Season brand, he's been absolutely huge. People like Inoue. They've got Canelo over there. You've got too much different. You've got Mexico now. You've got Japan, Britain. You've got all these different countries. Eastern Europe. What, you think you can just cut out Clemus? What, you think them we're just cutting you out, Clemus? Nah. All them Eastern Europeans are gonna turn on you. They're gonna turn on you. Can't do that. Guzzy says UFC has lawsuits against them. Feed Khabib says all the main MMA promotions in Russia, Japan are powerless to stop the UFC. UFC ain't boxing, bro. UFC is not boxing. UFC ain't boxing. UFC is not boxing. And like Guzzy says, UFC has lawsuits against them. See, the breakaway groups outside of the UFC, they're not producing multi-million events, multi-million dollar or pound events. Japan are selling out arenas with Inoue. AJ sell out arenas. Listen, Tyson Fury and AJ, even without the Sheik's money, okay, they're not getting nowhere near as much with the Sheik. But even without the Sheik, they earn a fortune. They make an absolute fortune. So then breakaway groups you're talking about who can't stop the USA, of course they can't, because their events don't generate nothing without the UFC. They don't generate anything. It's two different levels. The top boxing promoters and then fringe MMA promoters you're talking about, it's two different levels they're operating on. Two different levels. You've got to start there. Two different levels. He can want to monopolize what he wants. You can't just take over territories. You can't just take over the domestic territories, right? Like, and not get no fight back. It's just not gonna happen, Feed. You can argue it all you want. You can argue all day if you like. I know you're going to be stuck fast on what you're saying. Can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Not in boxing. Not in boxing. Because I've already pointed out the boxing promoters are able to generate millions without Turkey. Them people you're saying are helpless against the UFC, they cannot generate millions. They're going to have to work with everyone, like Kay says. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to work with people. Feed Khabib. I bet you if you ask every fighter right now to stay with Hearn or Warren or go with Turkey, yeah, they may well say go with Turkey because Turkey's got the big checkbook. But here's the point. If they didn't have the platforms of Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, they wouldn't even be. You wouldn't even have to ask them that question because they couldn't. They wouldn't. How would they get developed? Who's going to develop? Who's going to develop the talent in the UK for Turkey to take? That's what you're seeing to you're just totally blanking out the breeding grounds for these fights. You're just totally you're like as far as you're concerned, that part of the conversation doesn't exist, and that is where your point loses all potency. You're just totally neglecting the breeding grounds of a Queensbury, of a Matchroom, of a Top Rank, or a PBC. Well, not right now, but let's say a PBC in its prime. Who developed Deontay Wilder to go over to Riyadh season? The PBC did. The PBC. Who developed Artur Beterbiev? Top Rank did. Who developed Bivol? Eddie Hearn did. Who developed Usyk? Eddie Hearn. With the Bellew, Chisora, AJ fights. You know how big Usyk became fighting AJ? And Usyk even acknowledges AJ is the reason he's that successful, not Turki Al-Sheikh. But for some reason, you're just totally ignoring that. I don't think it's computing to you. I don't think it's computing to you. Yeah, but you're saying Hearn and Warren would develop and be feeders to him, but they're not going to pay them. No. Can't. No. You're just totally ignoring too much groundwork. You're just totally ignoring it. Case K in the UFC, none of the athletes have power. Boxers still have power. AJ, Canelo, Wilder call their own shots. EJ says Wilder's a fool. Bad matchmaking. I mean, like everything comes to its end at some stage, and it might be his time. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, if they go free agent, because the likes of Devin Haney, or not even Devin Haney, like Terence Crawford, when he left Top Rank, he signed up with Turkey. But how many people are in a position that they could be a free agent? Like most boxers have to sign because they've got bills to pay. They have to sign with somebody. Terence went with BLK Prime, and to get the to get the Spence fight, he had to sign with the PBC. But whatever they had in contract, it expired, and he could move on. But when we're talking about Terence Crawford, how old is he? He's near 40. He's an established entity, so he had them options. Like Canelo, he has them options. But if you're talking about the younger fighters, not like how would Turkey get? Let's say if Johnny Fisher was any good, how would he get him to break his? He'd have to break his contract with Matchroom. He'd have to break his contract. And Moses Utoma would have to break his contract to do what you're saying. They'd have to break their contracts. Lisa Bells, big up Lisa. Feed Khabib says Canelo, AJ Wilder, all have bent the knee. The Turkey checkbook, they'll fight who he tells them to. Well, we're getting paid, sir. You know what I mean? You're getting paid. You do what you got, or you don't do it, innit? You can either retire or don't take the money. So, you know what I mean, everyone, if you work, you're bending your knee as well to your employer. And if your employer tells you to go and take the trash out the back, and you don't do it, then you'll have to go look for a new job. Everyone has to bend the knee. None of us are beyond having to bend the knee, Feed. It is what it is. Unless you got a big trust fund in your bank account. Case K, Hearn, Oscar, and Frank are the ones feeding Turkey the talent. Yeah, exactly. They're feeding the talent. You see, like you're saying what the PBC did, but what is it they did? They used the talent that they had. Like a lot of the fighters, they came from Oscar De La Hoya for a start. They came from Golden Boy. Well, if they stop writing them blank checks, like you're saying, then the Riyadh season thing is done, and and Eddie and Frank will just start promoting what they're doing on the zone without them. That's all what will happen. But if you think there's just going to be this exodus, they're just going to pull everyone out. Because all right, if you pull all the boxers out of the zone, right, who have a market value, right, pull them all out, right, and then you start your own thing. Fair enough, you got your own thing popping. That's great. That is great, right? But now you've burnt bridges, not just with the zone, you've burnt bridges with that country, right? Because the British Boxing Board of Control, right, have to have the promoters and fighters' needs, right, as their core responsibility. It's up to them to look out for the fighters and promoters. Now, they've just seen, all right, this guy just took all our talent. And our government have to look at that as well. And like next time we develop that, you're not getting none of it now. We just do our own shows. See ya. You're not going to be able to take them fighters because the next batch of fighters coming up in the UK, right? Before you sign to a Matchroom, before you sign to a Queensbury or a Ben Shalom, right? You'll have to be signing something to say we're not messing with them. So if you come to fight on our platform, you cannot sign over to Turkey. That's all the countries would have to do. That's all they'd have to do. And he's finished. There's breeding grounds here. What is it you're not seeing? You can't just take people's industries like that and they just sit. You just take some of the industry and we just sit back and let you take it. Where do you live? Stop it, bro. Come on, man. Use your brain a bit. Use your brain. And remember, there's a whole world around Saudi Arabia where they're developing talent. They're just going to do the same thing. If you think the Japanese are just, oh yeah, you're just going to take our industry, but when hi friend, hi Turkey, You want to take my wife as well? They're not going to do that. By what? And then what are they going to do? What are Queensbury and Matcham going to do? You just set. They're not just going to set. Matcham is worth $1 billion. They're not going to set. Yeah, you look. They're going to do what Turkey says to make fights, but they're not just going to sell out their whole thing like that. They don't need to sell it. They don't need to sell it. That's what happens. You like if someone is doing a monopoly that is corrupt, and that's corruption. That is, yeah. To try and take a country's whole industry is it's not corrupt. It's morally bankrupt. Someone's going to do something about it. That isn't what just because you've got unlimited funds. Nah, nah. They'll work around it, bruh. They'll work around it. No, there won't be no hostile takeover, bruh. No, they have not done it with golf. No, they have not. See, what you're saying is not true. They have had. I read it already. They've had a lot of issues with golf. So what you're saying is not true. Can't remember what the issues were. Right? They had a lot of issues with golf. They had a lot of issues with golf. So that's not true. What you're saying? They didn't do it with golf. It's not true. They had issues. Yeah, because golf isn't like boxing, right? The PGAs and the Masters and all that, right? They're not as relaxed. They're not as cowboyish as the boxing organizations. So to infiltrate the golf world is totally different to boxing. Boxing leaves itself open, but the golfing world, no. They didn't do it. I'm not getting stressed. I'm arguing the point, that's all. I like arguing the point. I'm not getting stressed at all. I'm telling you, right? The golfing world, no, they didn't hostile take over the golfing world. I know they didn't take it. There was no hostile takeover, and they can't do it with golf because it's too stringent, right? It's too stringent. It's not like boxing where it is cowboyish. It is cowboyish. Can't do that. Yeah, they may have folded. They may have folded, but there's no takeover. There's been no takeover. They don't want to do that anyway. They don't want to do that because remember, if they're going to do the sports washing, right, and then they start burning bridges in these countries, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that anyway. They're not going to do that because all you're going to do is get bad press write-ups. Oh, look, these guys, they're not about boxing. They're about monopolizing. They don't want to work with the promoters. They just want to take everyone in industries. Can't do that. There's too much breeding grounds. Too much. You got Eastern Europe. You got Western Europe, Western America, the Western world, America, Canada, stuff like that. Countries like there's too much breeding grounds. You got Japan. You got China. Lisa Bell says that doesn't have a governing body, so there's always going to be many players in the game. Always, always, always. That'd be the worst thing. The worst thing in the world is if they were to buy out Matcham and try and destroy our domestic scene. Like, listen, and what you have to remember, right? They're relying on Brits, right, and Americans to buy them pay-per-views, right? The Saudis, right? And if you destroy our domestic market and you destroy everyone else's domestic markets, people are going to start unsubbing. They're going to start unsubbing from thing. There'll be a kickback. That's what there'll be. There'll be a big kickback. There'll be a big kickback. There'll be a big, huge kickback. It's a good discussion. I'm not getting stressed. I'm telling you, it's a good discussion. But there'll be a big, huge kickback. I'm telling you, there'll be a huge kickback. Anthony Mackie said it wouldn't be a good look for Saudi in the West, especially with all the GR theory. Yeah. You see what Simon Jordan said about the Saudi national anthem at Wembley? Yeah, yeah. All you're going to do is set off the right wing, and all the worst stereotypes, right, that they have for that part of the world, they're all going to come out in the media. Yeah? All going to come out. So if they're doing what they're doing to present a good image to the rest of the world, but all they want to do is infiltrate your boxing and your sporting industries, nah, nah. Look at. Hey, listen. When AJ fought Dubois, right? You had 5 days of media events, including the weigh-in and stuff, right? Did you see like what the British media was saying about them? They went crazy. They went absolutely crazy. And when they sung their own national anthem and stuff, they went absolutely loopy. Imagine if they start trying to like rob the rob our promotional outlets and our industries, our sporting industries. They'd go absolutely crazy out here. They'd go absolutely crazy. One thing you're not figuring in, and I think see, Fiend is young, is ethics. Yeah? It's not just having the money and you can buy everything. It's ethics. It's ethics as well. That's one thing you're not looking at is ethics. It's ethics. It's conducting your business in a way that it doesn't look like you're just trying to monopolize every situation that's available. Anthony McAvey even waved the Saudi flag on the big screens. It felt like Sharia law. Yeah, and see, they've got to be mindful of that, right? Because, like, in a lot of these countries, right, just going to keep it real, right? They don't like. I'm not. No, let me not say that, right? But there is a lot of anti-sentiment of certain demographics. Let's just say, right? So if they can't do they can't maybe with UFC or whatnot, I don't know, but boxing is like modern day boxing. The industries of boxing, from Jack Broughton, from James Figg to Jack Broughton, London prize ring rules, is all British territory. Marcus of Queensbury, all British territory. There's a lineage there. Lord Lonsdale, Covent Garden National Sporting Club. It's a long lineage there. This ain't UFC. This ain't no PGA. Yeah? Hey, it's a good discussion, man. It's a good discussion. It's a very good discussion. It's a good discussion. I agree. It would look bad, but what do you think Saudi are trying to gain from spending all this dough on boxing? What do they see boxing looking like in 2030? I haven't got a clue. It could be all over next year, Riyadh season. It could be all over. But if it is all over, we just go back to more domestic cards, like old school. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, there'll be some practices that we will keep, in their absence, like the promoters working together. You know, if they do go, we still got Eddie and Frank Cole and Bob all on one platform. We do have that. We do have that. Um, I think it would still be good. But I don't know. I don't know how long this is gonna last. I don't know. Anthony Mack, and I've never heard English people sing our anthem with so much passion and fervor after the Saudi anthem for a bunch of people who are against the current king. Boy, I mean, I tell you what, it didn't bother me. They sung their anthem. It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. I mean, that was okay. I didn't see it like they were trying to hijack Britain with their culture or anything like that. I didn't see it like that. What do they gain? That what I don't know, right? Obviously, they're trying to reshape. I don't know if they're trying to reshape the image of how the West look at them. I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue what the narratives are. I haven't got a clue. But all I know, we're getting some good fights right now, and if it's over, it's over. Anthony Mackie said these high end Saudi cards are on a propaganda tool to show off Saudi and a friendly face of their religion. Let's not get it twisted, as well as strengthening greater business links. Yeah, 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 yeah. I can see with that. I can see with that totally. You know what I mean? I can see with that totally. And like I said, a lot of people in the UK are anti that religion. They are very, especially with all the GROOMING stories and stuff like that. Then you got the TERROISism and all that. Yeah, yeah. Ghazi said official story is they'll run out of oil in the future and they're building a tourist industry. Oh, okay. Because oil is their main commodity. And when that runs out, they need to develop that, like you're saying, that image so they can maximize that tourist industry you're talking about. That makes sense. That makes sense. CJ Rich, so you dropping knowledge earlier today, so I had to sub. We can be brothers, but never mates. So good. That makes sense though, Guzzy. President Brush. Have you seen the new Lion City they plan to build? No, no. Look, everyone has an ulterior motive for why they do things. So we can't expect them just to put on these high end cards and not have an ulterior motive somewhere along the line. Yeah? What Guzzy said makes sense. What Anthony said makes sense. Um, I can see why Feed thinks that they would try and just bro everyone out of the way. But in terms of ethics, it would be the worst thing to do. It's all good though. Everyone's got to take a knee though. Everyone's got to take a knee. I like. I got out to work. I got to take a knee. You know what I mean? I can't like unless I'm running the company. I'm going to do what I'm told to do. Unless I'm running the company, which I'm not. Janaid Boston on his doghouse spars with Caleb Plant. You ain't letting Caleb slap you up in the gym yet. Well, what's the time now? 9 minutes to 4. Around 2:30, we'll jet out. We'll get some sleep. 2 hours 30. 2 hours 30 we'll do. How come I can't find the address where this Ring magazine thing was for? Everyone seems to know the address except me. Man. Ryan Garcia, bro. Said unless Devin drops the lawsuit, he's not going to fight him. Frank Warren has said that Ben Shalom's boxer has now sent legal letters to Liam Cameron claiming defamation and to Cameron's promoter Queensbury. Queensbury can't be sued for promoter to promoter negotiations. I've never heard anything like that. If boxer want to go legal, then get on with it. That fight's not happening, man. They need to get rid of Ben Shalom now. I don't get it. What is he doing? What are Sky Sports? It's not even Ben Shalom. What are Sky Sports doing? Ben's taking all the flipping stick. But what are Sky Sports doing? You know something with Ben Shalom, yeah? He's not good on the camera. He stutters. You know, he's not the best talker. His eye wanders away, and it makes people like, is he trying to make up the story as he's going along? It's just crazy. How did he get to a lawsuit? To legal letters? Madness. So it looks like Turkey has to step in again to make this fight. This Liam Cameron Ben Whittaker fight. He's suing Frank Warren for defamation. What are you talking about? I'm gonna have to watch this vid, people, before I go to bed. I want to watch this vid. See what Frank's got to say. All right. Mad one. Mad one, man. It's a mad one. Mad one. President Brush. The Devin Haney hate is unwarranted, undisputed, clean, and willing to fight away from home. Anthony says that Lisa Bell's Emiliano is Fernando's son. Guzzy, Frank was laughing about that in an IFL interview. Lisa Bells is asking, what's wrong with Ben? EJ said, Ben moving over to the zone soon. We'll see. Lisa Bells, Anthony Mack, and yes, the baby boy. EJ says, boxing dying a slow death on network TV. Sad. Anthony Macken. Big up. EJ said the show on Sky tonight was poor. Well, Goodall versus Simpson and Caroline versus Kamara. Yeah, it weren't that good. It wasn't that good. It weren't that good at all. It was barely passable. Barely passable, man. What other fighters do they have? What's their next show? Got Isaac Chamberlain versus Vidal Riley. Who headlines that again? Who's the headliner? That's Adam Azim versus Lipinets. To me, like I think the Vidal Riley fight against Isaac is probably better than that. Lipinets. All right, people. Peace out.